Next speaker will be to Terrefe Ras-Work, which played a key role in the preservation of gentrification of Ankobar and the preservation of whatever remains at the Ankobar Palace.
Friends, thank you very much for this occasion. Since the speaker has worked very well, don't strain yourself because I have prepared photocopies of my statement which will be distributed shortly. The thing that's important is, yes, many of our treasures have gone out of the country, legally or illegally, or through looting, as I discussed earlier. And we have a legitimate claim for them to come back. But when they come back, where will they be stored? Where will they be established and presented to the public at large? That's why we are thinking that it will be important also on this side, while arguing, while justifying our claim from abroad, we should also prepare ourselves to host these valuable products in their return. On account of that, we are, at the time present, trying to set up a museum and a traditional arts production center at Ankobar. As was mentioned, probably this book was written at the scriptorium of Ankobar at that time, because in those days, Ankobar was the center of culture, and most of the learned people were there. So that is why Mr. Weiner has graciously agreed that this should be returned to Ankobar. Ankobar has served as a political and administrative center of Shewa and at later times of Ethiopia since the 12th century. The region as a whole has also served as cultural and religious center of the four principal faiths, namely the Orthodox Church, Beth Israel, Islam, and the Catholic Church. This cohabitation of various faiths has made the region an example of tolerance and mutual understanding of people. In the past, Ankobar has served as the main center of learning, production of artisanal goods, and a scriptorium where books and manuscripts were produced. Since the last century, when Emperor Menelik moved his capital from Ankobar to Addis Ababa, the importance of Ankobar has gradually diminished to reach the rather low level that it finds itself today. Following the setting up of a small museum within the precincts of the Menelik Church, a plan has now been developed to build a sizable museum and traditional arts production center. The museum and traditional arts production center that's so envisaged is designed to have three wings. The principal one, which will be named after Emperor Menelik, will house the relics of the civilization and ways of life of the rulers, religious leaders, and the people as a whole. At the same time, facilities will be established to train the youth in the production of parchments from sheep and goat skin, and to launch the manual production of books and manuscripts, which will not only revive the old skills, but will also create employment opportunities. An organization is now under registration with the incompetent authorities in Addis Ababa to raise the necessary funds for the museum. The second wing of the museum will commemorate the work and contribution of the Swiss engineer Alfred Ilk, who started his mission in Ethiopia as advisor to Emperor Menelik at Ankobar. An Alfred Ilk Society has now created in Frankfurt, Switzerland, to raise funds to finance not only aspects of the museum, but also to participate in the economic development of the region, principally in food growing and water management. The third wing of this museum will commemorate the work and contribution of the Italian scientist Ankobar, who came to Ankobar at the time of Emperor Menelik. He carried out scientific studies on biodiversity products of the region, and also sent a large number of stuffed animals products to Europe. At present, the design, the first stages of the museum has graciously been worked by architect Fasil Kurgis, which is now going to be prepared for mobilizing funds for the museum. The local government at Ankobar has approved the concept of the creation of the museum in the Traditional Arts Center, and has already granted 5,000 square meters of land for the construction. With regards to the coming of the Menelik II to Ankobar, I think a lot has already been said. But suffice it to say that Professor Getachew initiated contact with Gerald Weiner through his friend and colleague Professor Delamarter, who we just saw, in order to obtain the goodwill of Mr. Weiner to return the Psalter of Menelik to Ethiopia. Mr. Weiner's goodwill has already been discussed by Professor Delamarter, so I'll pass back. The fact that the book is to go to Ankobar, where Emperor Menelik was married to Empress Taitu, gives the event a lot of relevance and importance to the history of the region. Menelik's Holy Prayer book will soon be displayed alongside the cape that the royal couple wore when they received the Holy Communion at their marriage in the Ankobar Millennium Church. We take this occasion to thank the philanthropist Gerald Weiner for his exemplary gesture to return the book without any condition attached. We also thank Professor Steve Delamarter for his love and devotion to the valorization of Ethiopian books and manuscripts. We pledge at this occasion that we continue to have a good relation with the Ethiopian Institute of Studies, and under whose patronage we expect to build this museum, and it will also be directed and supported, hopefully, by the Institute. And we have agreed that once it gets its proper place, we'll loan it back to the Institute so that it can be displayed here. I thank you very much for that.